everyone, and a very good afternoon. You're watching the newsroom on ET now. I'm Ubina Kapasi. The markets are, not seeing a great day. The losses continue over there. But first up, let's connect with the management of Marico, which delivered its third quarter numbers. The double-digit volume growth seems to be continuing. However, one must watch out for the increase in raw material costs and how it would impact margins. Swagata Gupta, the MD and CEO, now joins us on the show. Thank you so much, Mr. Gupta, for joining in. Let's start off first by on how demand has been in the third quarter. If you could just give us some color on that. Have you noticed any change in consumer pattern as things start normalizing?
So in fact, if you look at quarter three, I would say two things. One is we are seeing a gradual recovery in urban demand, and that is because of two things. I think we are seeing a significant reduction in COVID cases and also a gradual opening up of the economy, and especially within urban, I see a recovery in modern trade. We are seeing a recovery, as you know, that modern trade, organized retail declined for us in the first two quarters, and this quarter it's gone flat, and we expect as we move into this quarter four, modern trade will be going back on track. As far as discretionary categories are concerned, I think there is some sequential improvement, although it's still not back at pre-COVID levels. The other change we are seeing is while food and staples continue to do well, especially for large brands, as far as categories like sanitizer and other related categories are concerned, I see a significant reduction in demand, and where only the top three legacy brands which have strong equities will continue to work on a higher base. So I think for a lot of other brands it has a tactical entry, and I think that will peter out. Rural continues to do well, and I believe that rural, companies with strong brands and strong direct distribution will continue to do well in rural.
All right. Mr. Gupta, as some of the key input prices like copra, rice bran, sunflower oil have gone up substantially, are these margin levels sustainable?
So I think as an organization we want to choose volume growth and market share over short-term margin. These margin pressures are transient. I think copra has already started softening from its peak by 10% for the last couple of weeks. If you look at the numbers in December versus now, and we expect a gradual softening as we enter the season. In spite of that, we have taken a 5% effective price increase in Parachute by reducing some of the consumer price offs that we were running. In Saffola, we have taken a 15% price increase. The significant exponential growth in input cost as far as the oil seeds are concerned, again we believe will start cooling off in March. Again, we don't want to take multiple price increase and price drops. So therefore, if we can just tide over the next 1 or 2 months, I think the margins will come back. In any case, we have said that on an annualized basis, we are happy if we get 19 to 20% margin, operating margin. So I don't see it as a problem. It's a problem for the next couple of weeks. That's it.
We've seen a good and strong broad-based growth in your VAHO segments. The question is this sustainable growth? What are you seeing in terms of your premium segments?
So I think if you look at the history of value-added hair oils, we had been growing at double digits historically. I think in the last 2 years there was a softening of the growth, and the reason we grew was, of course, Shanti Amla was a growth accelerator, but all the other brands in the category grew double digits during that time between 2011 and 2017-18. So we have got that back in track. Some were correction in pricing, some was correction in some communication, equity and positioning. So this quarter onwards, we got back that broad-based growth, and I believe there would be significant increase in market share. And since we have corrected most of the mixes, we are extremely confident of delivering double-digit growth in this segment in the coming few quarters.
I want to talk about two of your other segments, Saffola edible oils as well as Parachute. Now, people are, of course, moving out. Things have started normalizing more or less. What is your expectation for these two segments?
So Parachute has grown 8%, and it is in line with the medium-term aspiration of 5 to 7. I think what has happened obviously is that we believe that during the lockdown and subsequent easing out, obviously people went for trusted brands, and people with direct distribution has a competitive advantage, and we could have garnered some share. And I believe that we will continue to have this advantage, especially the fact that we are significantly investing behind expanding rural distribution. As regards Saffola is concerned, you are absolutely right. Some part of it was because of healthy eating and in-home cooking, but 65% of the increase came through increased penetration. And we believe that we are now, this is the 5th consecutive quarter of double-digit growth. We are now starting to increasingly lap, very high base going forward. But I think having corrected the Saffola, whether it's pricing, the other parts of the mix, we are extremely confident that the base level of growth for Saffola going forward will definitely be high single digits, if not double digits.
Now, rural is growing faster than currently. What percent would you say is coming from rural? And given the further expansion there, have you gained market share?
So I think direct rural contribution is 35%, and of course through indirect wholesale, it will be far higher. As you know, of course, the only exception is foods and Saffola, which is almost 95% urban. Now, I think as far as market share is concerned, we believe that the Nielsen things will take a little time to settle down, but we have reasons to believe, given the fact that we are growing so in terms of 20% plus, there would be significant increase in market share. We started the expansion in rural distribution sometime in 2019. We stopped it during the first 1 or 2 quarters during the COVID lockdown, and we have started the journey of expansion, rural expansion, especially in certain select markets going forward, especially where we are slightly under indexed, like giving you an example, UP and Tamil Nadu, where we are slightly under indexed compared to the category and competition. We are investing significant investments behind direct distribution, because we believe going forward that will be a source of competitive advantage, and wholesale as a channel will begin to slowly go down in significance. And therefore, if you have direct rural distribution, not only you can drive your power brands, but also can drive range selling.
Now, your press release talks about the company having withdrawn investment from the hygiene segment given the tapering off of demand. So will you look at perhaps, stopping manufacturing and completely exiting this segment in the near term?
So I think when you mention investment, it is about A&P. We are not significantly investing behind A&P. Whatever we are continuing to sell those products, and whatever residual demand is there, but we will not significantly invest behind A&P behind this segment. We believe that if the COVID situation is easing out, the vaccine which requires a critical mass, and India gets back into normal activity, this category has been settled to a far higher base pre-COVID, but it will be certainly a far lower number compared to the peak it had during, say, any time between April to September. And people will go back to strong legacy brands which have a strong equity. So for others, it has been a tactical entry. And what we did judiciously is to withdraw these investments and channelize these investments back into discretionary, which is showing recovery, and obviously into foods, which is showing exponential growth for us.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us then today on the show. Let's just take a look at, meantime, Maruti Suzuki. It has delivered its third quarter numbers. Just the perils of slow internet, but yeah, that should just come up for you on your screen.